students, welcome back. Myself, Teacher Parul from Stella Maris High School. In this video, we are going to see the next part of Chapter 6 Tissues. So, we are going to see Part 2 of Chapter 6. Okay, so in previous video we have seen the introduction of chapter 6 tissues. We have seen what actually these tissues are there. We have seen two different types of the tissues, that is plant tissues and animal tissues. We have seen the difference between the plant tissues and animal tissues. Okay, so all introduction we have seen. Okay, difference between them we have seen in details. So now in this video, my dear students, we are going to see plant tissues and its type. Okay, so let us begin with that. My dear students, plant tissue, it is divided into two types. The first one is the meristematic tissue. The another one is the permanent tissue. The meristematic tissue, it is divided again into two meristems, that is the apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Permanent tissue, it is divided into two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, it is again divided into three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Okay, the sclerenchyma is again divided into two fibers and sclerids. Okay, now the complex permanent tissue, it is divided into two, that is xylem and the phloem. Xylem is divided into tracheids, vessels, that is trachea, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. Okay, then phloem, it is divided into sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. So my dear students, this was about the plant tissues, actually how they are divided. Okay, now we are going to learn about this in details. So firstly, the plant tissue, it is divided into meristematic tissue. So we will begin with that, then one by one we will go in detail. Okay, so my dear students, let us begin with that. So, about the plant tissues, we have already seen. As we all know that plants are stationary, they can't move from one place to another as animals can move, right? So, plants are stationary, okay? They don't need more energy and all, because as they are stationary, they are not moving only. Okay, these all things we have seen in part 1. Now we will move ahead with the plant tissues. Okay. Now, tissues, as you all know that how they are present inside the animals also. I have shown you the image of the chicken, right? Same way the tissues in the same like in the same thin layer, it is present inside the plants also. Okay, so the first plant tissue is the meristematic tissue. Okay, we will see where it is located, how it is located and all things in detail. So firstly, this meristematic tissue, it is divided into three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Okay, with the image we will first understand that where it is located. Okay, then we'll see what actually it is. Okay, so as you can see, a tree, a plant is there, right? Okay, so first you can see the root. Okay, in the root apical meristem. Okay, how they have shown. Then on the top, that is shoot. Okay, so shoot of the plant. So in that shoot, apical meristem. Then you can see intercalary, they are present in intercalary meristem. They are present in the nodes. You know, no nodes of the plant. Okay, see here in the image they have shown also. So my dear students, please be attentive. Okay, so intercalary meristem, it is present in the nodes as shown in the image. Lateral meristem. Okay, whenever you will cut a stem, okay, you will see the layers. That is the lateral meristem. Okay, so now we are going to learn about this in detail. Meristematic tissue. Okay, so the growth of plants occur only in certain specific regions. Okay, in meristematic tissue, the growth of the plant, it occurs only in certain specific regions. Okay, this is because the dividing tissue, okay, why this is happening? Because the dividing tissues are located at the growing parts of the plants. Okay, such tissues are known as meristematic tissues. Okay, they are known as the meristematic tissues. These meristematic tissues, okay, they are the growth of the plant occurs in certain specific region that we also know. Okay, but this is because of the dividing tissues. The tissues are divided. Okay, plant tissues are divided. Okay, so such dividing tissues are located at the growth of the plants. These meristematic tissues, they are located where they are located at the growth of the plant. We have seen no meristematic tissue at the root. Okay, so this type of such tissues, okay, such tissues which are present inside the plant, they are known as the meristematic tissue. Okay, now as we all know that meristematic tissue is classified into 3 meristems. Okay, so classification of meristematic tissue: apical meristem. Okay, first one, just now we have seen image, right? So apical meristem is present at the growing tip of stems and roots. Okay, we have seen no in shoot at the point and in the root it was present. I have showed you the image. Okay, in that it was clearly visible. Okay, and it increases the length of the stem and the root. Okay, it is increasing the length and the stem of the roots. Now the next one is the lateral meristem. Okay, lateral meristem: the girth of stem or root increases due to lateral meristem, that is cambium. Okay, now the girth is a measurement of the distance around the trunk of a tree. Okay, it is measured perpendicularly to the axis of the trunk. The measurement is means the measurement, the length. Okay, so in lateral meristem, the girth of the stem or root, it increases due to lateral meristem. Okay, that is the cambium. The next one is the intercalary meristem. Okay, intercalary meristem is the meristem at the base of the leaves or internodes on either side of the nodes or twigs. Okay, it is present at the, as you can see, it is present at the nodes. Okay, which are internodes or nodes, which I have shown you the images. Okay, there this intercalary meristem is present, which is located at the base of the leaves. Okay, in the image we have seen where it is present. Okay, so this was all about the meristematic tissue and the types of meristematic tissue, or you can tell types of meristems. Okay, so I hope till here it is clear. Now one more image we will see of this meristems. Here is the image of the longitudinal section of shoot apex showing location of meristems and young leaves. Okay, longitudinal section means it is cutted from the top. Okay, cross section, you know, it is cutted from the side. Longitudinal section, it is cutted from the top straight. Okay, so as you can see on the top is the apical meristem, which we have already discussed. Okay, the intercalary meristem is the present just below at the base of the leaves. Okay, that is the internodes and nodes, and the lateral meristem, it is present in the stems. Okay, now you can see they have shown us the cross section, transverse section of these lateral meristems. Okay, now this apical meristem, they are present on the shoot also, that is on the top also. Okay, that is shoot apical meristem, and they are present inside the root also, that is the root apical meristem. Okay, so I hope till here it is clear to you, and if you have any queries you can call me. Properties of meristematic tissue. Okay, first one, the cells of tissues are very active. Okay, the cells of this meristematic tissues, they are very active. They have dense cytoplasm. Okay, we have seen chapter 5 about these cells. Okay, so the meristematic tissue, they have dense cytoplasm, they have thin cellulose wall. Okay, plant cell, they have cell wall. Okay, so they have thin cellulose walls. Okay, and prominent nuclei, they have clear nuclei. Okay, and the last point is they lack in vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles are absent here in the meristematic tissues. Permanent tissue. The tissue developed or formed by meristematic tissues takes up a specific role and lose the ability to divide further. Okay, the tissues which are developed or which are formed by the meristematic tissue, they take up a specific role. Okay, they take any specific role and they lose the ability to divide further. They can't divide more. Okay, so after that, as a result, they form a permanent tissue. Okay, as a result, permanent tissues are formed. Okay, cells of meristematic tissues differentiate to form different types of permanent tissue. Okay, cells of this meristematic tissue, it gets differentiated and it forms different types of the permanent tissues. Definition of permanent tissues: the cells which are differentiated to perform specific functions and lose the ability to divide are called permanent tissues. Okay, so the cell, they have taken their specific roles. Okay, we can take like meristematic cells, they have taken specific roles. Okay, now at the end they can't divide more, they have lose their ability, and thus the new cell, the another cells, the remaining cells, they are formed and the permanent tissue is created. Okay, and then the process is taking up a permanent shape. This process, it will take a permanent shape, size and function. Okay, that's why they are known as the permanent tissues. Of permanent tissue: first one, simple permanent tissue. Okay, so we will see what is the simple permanent tissue. It is composed of single type of cell. Okay, it is composed of all the cells which are present, they are of same type. Okay, which look like each other, means they are same. Such tissues are called simple permanent tissue. Okay, example of this simple permanent tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. My dear students, this is the section of a stem. Okay, this image is also given in your textbook. Okay, now we will see from when we are getting this tissue, this name, that name. So where these are located. Okay, meristematic tissue, we have seen where it is located and everything. Okay, now we are going to see about these permanent tissues also. Okay, where these simple permanent tissues are located, where these complex permanent tissues are located. So my dear students, please be very attentive with this image. Okay, so firstly you can see, okay, the trichome is there. Okay, on the right hand side of the image. Okay, then mucilaginous canal is there, cuticle is there. Okay, then you can see the epidermis of the both the sections. Okay, epidermis is there, then hypodermis, you can see the labeling, my dear students. Okay, hypodermis, then cortex, then the endodermis which is present little bit inside. Okay, then the pericycle, see the shape of the pericycle. Okay, two sections are taken, they have shown both the sections. Okay, now see, you can see, you have seen endodermis, now you can see pericycle. Okay, see the labeling, then phloem, see where the phloem is located. Okay, then cambium. Okay, then metaxylem is there, protoxylem is there. Okay, see, then medullary ray is there, xylem, only xylem is there. See, you can see where that xylem is present. This is the section which is taken from the leaves. Okay, that stem part, it is cutted. Okay, it is cutted cross section also and it is cutted longitudinally also. So both the parts are shown. Then you can see the vascular bundle, yes, and the center part, that is the pit. Okay, so this was all about the section of a stem. Okay, inside the stem, all these things, all these tissues are present, which we are going to learn. So my dear students, this image, you have to remember this image. Okay, section of a stem. Question might come, okay, to draw this section of a stem. So in that, labeling is very important. So this is the structure of the parenchyma. Okay, so my dear students, see these attentively. Now we will move ahead with the parenchyma. Types of permanent tissue. Okay, so we have seen three different types of permanent tissue that we are going to learn in detail one by one. Okay, so the first one is parenchyma. Okay, a type of permanent tissue whose few layers of cells form basic packaging of tissues. okay, basic packing of tissues. These are called parenchyma. Okay, now see, it is one of the type of the permanent tissue whose layers of the cell, they form basic packing of the tissues. Okay, they are in the layers of the basic packing of the tissues. Okay, these are known as parenchyma. Okay, now the features of this is it consists of relatively unspecialized cells with thin cell wall. Okay, they contains unspecialized cells and their cell wall is thin. Okay, they are live cells. Okay, they are live cells. They are usually loosely packed. Okay, this parenchyma, they are loosely packed. Okay, therefore large spaces between cells, that is intercellular spaces, are found in these tissues. Okay, so space between the tissues are found in this parenchyma. Okay, that this tissue provides support to the plants and also stores food. Okay, this tissue, they are storing the food. Okay, so the parenchyma of the stem and roots are also stores nutrients and water. Okay, so the parenchyma of the stems and roots, okay, they store food, so they are storing nutrients also and they are storing water also. Parenchyma, in some situations, what they do, they contains chlorophylls and they perform photosynthesis also, and then it is called as then they are known as chlorenchyma. Okay, now in few situations like in aquatic plants, large air cavities are present. Okay, large air cavities are present in the parenchyma to help them to float. Okay, to help them to float. Okay, so this type, when they are helping them to float, so they are known as aerenchyma. Okay, so this was all about the parenchyma. So the next simple permanent tissue is the collenchyma. Okay, so this is the structure of the collenchyma. You can see wall thickenings, nucleus, vacuole and the cell wall. Okay, so let us see what is there in this second simple permanent tissue, that is the collenchyma. Collenchyma, this is another simple permanent tissue which gives flexibility in plants. It allows easy bending in various parts of a plant like leaf, stems, okay, without breaking. Such type of permanent tissue is called collenchyma. Okay, see, because of this collenchyma is allowing the flexibility. Okay, so that the stem, leaves, it can easily get bent without breaking also. Such type of the permanent tissue is known as collenchyma. Okay. Now we can find this tissue in the leaf stalks below the epidermis. Okay, where we can find this? Below the leaf stalk, in the leaf stalk below the epidermis, which we have seen in the image, and we have also seen an image of this. Okay, so now features about this: it gives flexibility to the plants. Okay, it allows easy bending in various parts of the plants, that is in the leaf, stem, without breaking it. Okay, it also provides mechanical support to the plant. It is giving mechanical support. Okay, you know, no plant, it is not locomotive, it is stationary. So this collenchyma is providing mechanical support to it. Okay, the cells of this tissue are living, elongated and irregularly thickened at the corners. You know, in the image just now we have seen the wall was thickening. Okay, थोड़ा मोटा हो रहा था. Okay, thickening means, okay, at the corners. Okay, there is very little intercellular space. Okay, the intercellular space between the cells, that is very less, because the walls of the cells are thickening, means they are thick, that's why. Okay, I hope you have understood about this collenchyma. Now we will move ahead with the another simple permanent tissue, that is the sclerenchyma. Okay, see, here are the two sections of sclerenchyma. The first one is the transverse section and the another one is the longitudinal section. Okay, see, thick lignified walls are there. Okay, as you can see. Okay, one is transverse section, okay, that is taken from the side, and another one is longitudinal section, that is taken from the top. Okay, you can see the narrow luming. Okay, so this is the structure of the sclerenchyma. Let us learn about this in detail. Parenchyma. Okay, this is another type of simple permanent tissue, okay, which makes the plants hard and tough. Okay, so this sclerenchyma tissue, it is making the plant hard and tough. Okay, such a simple permanent tissue is called sclerenchyma. Example is the husk of a coconut. Okay, this tissue is present in the stems, around vascular bundles, in the veins of the leaves, and in the hard covering of the seeds and the nuts. Okay, so it is giving the hardness and toughness to the plant. So it is present, it is present in the stem, around the vascular bundles, okay, then in the veins of the leaves, and in the hard covering of the seeds and the nuts. Okay, now features of this are the cells of these tissues are dead. Okay, these cells of tissues are dead. Okay, they are long and narrow, as well as are thickened due to lignin. Lignin is a chemical substance which acts as a cement and hardens them. Okay, due to this lignin, they are helping them into the thickening. Okay, so they are dead cells which is present inside the plant. Okay, so sclerenchyma are the type of the tissues in which there are dead cells are present. Okay, you know that in plants dead cells are also present. So here in this portion of this sclerenchyma, the simple permanent tissue, the last simple permanent tissue, sclerenchyma, it contains the dead cells. Okay, so now they are long and narrow as the wall, or are thickened due to lignin. Okay, lignin is a substance which is helping sclerenchyma to thicken the seeds, the nuts, okay, the stems and all. Now often these walls are so thick that there is no internal space inside the cell. They are so thick. Okay, so internal space, how internal space will be there? Okay, so internal space is absent. It provides strength to the plant. Okay, as it is the hardest part. Okay, so it gives strength to the plant. I hope you have understood till here. So now we will see the difference between these simple permanent tissue types. Okay, all these three different tissues, we will see the difference between them. So parenchyma, they are live cells. Okay, even the collenchyma, they are the live cells, but this sclerenchyma, they are the dead cells. Okay, here in the first one, the cell walls are thin, then the cell walls are thick, and here also the cell walls are thick in sclerenchyma. Okay, in parenchyma, they have large space. Yes, their cell walls are thin, so they have large space. Okay, in the collenchyma, the intercellular spaces are present. Okay, but in sclerenchyma, intercellular spaces are absent. Okay, now parenchyma, it provides support to the plants and stores food. Okay, parenchyma, what it is doing, it is supporting the plant and it is storing the food. But the collenchyma, it gives mechanical support to the plants. Okay, and this sclerenchyma, it is giving the strength to the plant as it can harden the things. Okay, so this was all about the difference between the simple permanent tissues, that is the parenchyma, collenchyma and the sclerenchyma. Now let us move ahead with another topic. The next topic is the protective tissues. Okay, they protect the plant body by forming an outer layer. Okay, they protect the plant body by forming an outer layer. Okay, so these protective tissues are found in the outer layer. Okay, so there are two types of the protective tissues. The first one is the epidermis simple tissue. Okay, first one is the epidermis simple tissue. So epidermis tissue, it covers the entire body of the plant. Okay, they protect plant from injury, germs and water loss. Okay, now cells of the epidermal tissue, they form a continuous layer without intercellular space. Okay, they form a continuous layer and intercellular space is not there between the cells. Okay, जगह नहीं है बीच में. Understood? Stomata are small openings on epidermal layer of the leaf and soft part of the stem to facilitate the gaseous exchange and transpiration in the plants. Okay, stomata are present in this layer of the epidermal layer of the leaf. Why they are present? To facilitate, means to give the gaseous exchange. Okay, means for the gaseous exchange in the plant, and for the transpiration, means transpiration is the process where loss of water is there in the plant, okay, in the leaves. So in that process, for that the stomata are present. Okay, stomata are in the opening are there in the epidermal layer. Each stomata is composed of two guard cells. Okay, each stomata it consists of the guard cells which regulates the opening and closing of the stomata. Okay, which regulates the opening and the closing of the stomata. Okay, in desert plants, epidermis and cutin, a waterproof waxy substance secreted by the epidermis. Cutin is a waterproof waxy substance which is secreted by the epidermis. It is obtained from the epidermis also only. Okay, are thicker to reduce the loss of water due to transpiration. Okay, in desert plant, epidermis and cutin, they are thick, so much water doesn't go from there, as in the desert area there is scarcity of water. Okay, so this was all about the protective tissue, epidermis simple tissue. Now we will see the next protective tissue, that is the cork simple tissue. Okay, this type of tissue consists dead cells. Okay, as they are present in the barks, means in the cork, means woody part of the plant, their tissues, their cells are dead cells. Okay, with no intercellular space, they don't have any intercellular space. They form the outer layer of old tree trunk. Okay, where they are formed, old tree trunk is there, means the trunk is very hard, okay, and very big. There they are present. Okay, now cork cell have a chemical substance. Okay, they have a chemical substance which is known as suberin in their walls. Okay, that this suberin makes them impervious to gases and water. Okay, so gases and water exchange is not happening because of this suberin. They make them impervious, their cells are dead there. Okay, you have seen old trees. Okay, so if you will go and see the trunk of that, it will be too hard. Okay, some of the dead cells will come out also easily. Okay, now cork tissue protects plants from injuries, germs and water loss. Okay, cork tissues, they protect plants from the injuries, germs and the water loss. Cork, being light in weight, is used for making several products like bottles, stoppers and shuttlecock. Okay, now see this cork, it is being light in weight, so it is used in making the several products like bottles, okay, stoppers. Okay, on the closing of the, you have seen wine bottle and on, in that woody part is there. Okay, that is prepared from this part of the plant. Okay, and the shuttlecock. So I hope you have understood about these simple tissues, the epidermal simple tissue and the cork simple tissues. Okay, this cork simple tissues, that image I will be attaching after this. So now we are going to see about the complex permanent tissue. As we know that complex permanent tissue, it is divided into two, that is the xylem and the phloem. Then again xylem is divided into 4 types, okay, that we are going to see in detail. So firstly we will begin with the xylem. So xylem, this is the tissue that transports water and nutrients. Okay, this is the tissue which is transporting the water and the nutrients from the roots to the upper part of the plant. Okay, so from the roots water is reaching to the different parts of the plant with the help of this xylem. Okay, it is composed of 4 main types, that is the trachyard, vessel, xylem parenchyma and the xylem sclerenchyma, okay, which is the fibers. So firstly, my dear students, we will see the image of the xylem and the phloem, then we will go in detail. So the complex permanent tissue, they are of 2 types which I have already told you, that is the xylem and the phloem. Okay, so xylem. Now first, my dear students, please be attentive and look in the image. Firstly, we are discussing about the xylem. Okay, the definition of the xylem we have already seen. Okay, so it is taking water from the roots and it is distributing to the different parts of the plant. So here is the xylem. Okay, how it looks from the inside. See the xylem green color portion which is on the left hand side. Okay, now you can see the xylem fiber which are the xylem sclerenchyma. Okay, the trachea, see where it is present. Okay, the vessels of the xylem you can see which is in the center. Okay, then the xylem parenchyma which is on the outer layer of the xylem. Okay, now the phloem. Okay, see phloem, see in the phloem parenchyma. Okay, companion cells are there, sieve tubes are there. Companion sieve tubes are present in the center. Okay, sieve tubes, they are present in the center, and companion cells are on the outer side of the sieve tube. Okay, as you can see in the image, and that disc is there, that is the sieve disc. Okay, which is in the dark reddish color. Okay, so sieve tube, it is present inside portion. Companion cells are attached just on the side of the sieve tube, and on the afterwards it is the phloem fibers. Okay, and the phloem parenchyma, they are present on the outer layer. Okay, so this was about the structure of the xylem and the phloem. So now let us learn about that. Diagrammatic representation of xylem and phloem is given in your textbook, so I have attached again here in the video. Okay, so first on the top it is the phloem and the xylem. Okay, and then the blue color, that is the trachea which is present in the xylem. Okay, see the pit is there, then the vessel which is present inside the xylem. Inside that vessel many pits are present. Okay, then the xylem parenchyma which contains the nucleus and the cytoplasm. Okay, then comes to the green color diagram which is the section of the phloem. Okay, see, as you can see, the first thing they have given the sieve plate. Just below that sieve plate, it is also known as sieve disc. Okay, just after that they have given sieve tube. Okay, then after that on that is the companion cell. Just after, outside portion of the sieve tube is the companion cell which I have showed you before also. Okay, and the outer layer of this phloem is the phloem parenchyma. Okay, so this was about the diagrammatic representation of the xylem and the phloem. Okay. Okay, so we have seen that the xylem, it carries water from the roots to the different parts of the plant. Okay, now then we have seen that xylem is divided again into few types, that is tracheates, vessel, xylem parenchyma, then xylem fibers, that is the xylem sclerenchyma. Okay, so now we will see one by one what is this tracheates in the xylem. Okay, so tracheates are long elongated cells with trapped ending. Okay, you can see the ending. Tracheate cells are dead cells. Okay, tracheates transport water through pits. Okay, tracheate, it is present inside the xylem. Okay, so this tracheate is helping in the transportation of the water through the pits which is present inside it. Okay, this vessel is a pipe-like structure. As you can see in the above image, it is a pipe-like structure. Vessels are dead and have lignified thick cell wall. Okay, and the upper and the lower portion of the cell wall is absent. Okay, in the vessel, upper and the lower layer in it is of the cell wall is absent. Okay, now the xylem parenchyma are the living cells. They store food and the nutrients. As we all know that parenchyma, they store food and nutrients. Okay, so here also in the xylem parenchyma, they are also storing food and the nutrients. Okay, then the xylem sclerenchyma, which are the fibers, they are the dead cells. Okay, they provide mechanical support to the plant. As we all know, sclerenchyma, they provide mechanical support to the plant. Same job, same duty they are doing here also in the xylem sclerenchyma. They are giving mechanical support to the plant. So this was all about the xylem. Now we will move ahead with the next type of the complex permanent tissue, that is the phloem. Phloem. Okay, phloem is the tissue that transports food from site of photosynthesis to the different parts of the plant. Okay, now xylem, it was transporting water from the roots to the different parts of the plant. The phloem, what it is doing, it is the tissue that transport food. Okay, as you all know that plants prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and that food is stored in the leaves. Leaves are the kitchen of the plants. Okay, so phloem, what this phloem is doing, it is transporting the food from the site of the photosynthesis. Okay, from the site of the photosynthesis, it is transporting the food to the different parts of the plant. Okay, it is composed of 4 types of the cell. Okay, as I have discussed the structure of the phloem, one more time I will be discussing with you. Okay, so it is composed of 4 types of the cell that we already know, that is the sieve cells, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and the phloem sclerenchyma, that is the phloem fibers. Okay, or the blast fibers. All types of cells are live except the phloem fibers. Okay, that is the phloem sclerenchyma, they have the dead cells, otherwise all are the living cells. Okay, so this is the sectional view of the phloem, which is also given in your textbook also. Okay, see, we have seen the sieve plate, the sieve tube, just outside portion of the sieve tube companion cells are present, and the outer layer of the phloem, that is the phloem parenchyma, is present. Okay, so now we will see one by one parts of the phloem. Okay, so first one was the sieve cells. Okay, so sieve cells are elongated and have thin cell wall. Okay, they have thin cell wall, they have cytoplasm but no nucleus. Okay, and other organelles, they have only cytoplasm. Okay, these cells are responsible for transportation of the food and the nutrients. Okay, these sieve cells, they are responsible, they are transporting food and the nutrients. Okay, these companion cells, they have cytoplasm, they have nucleus, and they have other organelles also. Okay, companion cell, it is complete with all the organelles, they have nucleus, they have cytoplasm. Okay, they perform the task required for sieve cells for living. Okay, so they perform the task, they are keeping the sieve cells alive. Okay, phloem parenchyma store food, as we all know that parenchyma, they store food, so phloem parenchyma, they will store the food. Okay, phloem fibers, as you all know, they have thick cell wall and they provide only mechanical support to the plant. Okay, so this was all about the phloem, this was all about the plant tissues. Okay, we have seen in this video about the meristematic tissues, types of meristematic tissues. We have seen permanent tissues, in that we have seen different types of permanent tissues, that was simple permanent tissues, complex permanent tissues. Okay, so in this video only this much. I will be back, my dear students, with another video, new part of the video of this lesson. Okay, so till then, my dear students, stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home. See you all soon. Bye bye.